also requested after draining, and this is where it actually gets a little confusing, and I want everybody with the C8 to learn from this, and I think he has, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Yeah, there you go. Yes, we're the Corvette Focus dealership that happens to be a Chevrolet dealership. Welcome to the channel. Hope this to be some kind of a Tech Tuesday. If anything, I'll just kind of give you the goings-on, some shop talk, as Chuck does the PDI, pre-delivery inspection, on one of our Z06s. This one, a convertible going to our past customer, Tony, in Massachusetts. Hello, Chucky.
Good morning.
Everybody missed you last week. I missed you last week.
Busy.
I know when to stay away. That's the nature of the beast, and that's the beast. When he gets to this point, I got to show you guys this. In here is the ground effects piece that comes in the front, and this is wrapped better than a Louis Vuitton bag. It's in 3 different kind of pillows protecting it. The exposed carbon fiber or painted carbon flash carbon fiber. Oh, you're laying this down.
Look, I thought it was for the car cover.
You thought it used for the car cover. The ground effects that go in the front, and what you guys don't realize, I'll show you on Vinny's car here. This is the piece right here that's all wrapped up in that. See, when you order the CFV or the CFZ ground effects kit, keep in mind you kind of get half of that already standard on the car. You get this piece here already. You just choose carbon flash. If you don't pick an option, it just comes carbon flash. And then if you opt to, you can do exposed carbon fiber. And then, now this is of course, what's that? Oh, you look like Santa Claus. The sack isn't ready, he said. He's so silly, man. He still has a sense of humor. That's good. Anyways, this is the Z07 car that actually, I'm shocked that the factory puts the canards on and ship it like that, as well as the high wing. They put that on and ship it like that. So Vinny, our past customer in Michigan, got our only Z07 packaged car for the year. And once Chuck gets to the prep on this one, Vinny's smart. He wanted the extra calibration in the suspension and the steering, but he's taking off the Cup 2Rs and he's putting on just standard Z06 tires as he drives back home to Michigan. But this piece over here is what we're talking about in the front. That's what you get with the CFV and the CFZ. So that piece is standard, so that's kind of nice. So, like I said, you get half of that. It's packed. Oh, you're unwrapping it?
Yeah. One bag came 3 bags.
One bag came 3 bags, okay.
Now this bag comes another bag.
So 3 bags in the one bag, and then there's another bag inside there. Look at this, it's crazy, guys.
Last one. Bag in a bag in a bag.
In a bag, right. Because even though this is painted carbon flash, I don't want to mess you up here, Chucky. You guys can see in there, that is carbon fiber, just painted carbon flash. And I like that a lot better, unless you're gonna paint protect it, because if it takes a rock chip, you can repair this. You destroy the carbon fiber, the exposed carbon fiber weave, I mean, well, you're done. So I think this makes more sense, and I think it goes with all the other pieces, parts on the car. So I always like the carbon flash better on Stingray and Z06.
The only problem I have with these is they only have 2 screws that hold them together.
Okay.
So it leaves this point with nothing. The plastic ones have 3 screws.
It connects in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the standard painted one? If you don't get that, it has 3?
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, this goes together like this, but it's only held by 2 screws, where the painted plastic ones are held by 3.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, Chuck notices everything. Look at the freaking bag of screws. Jesus. Look at all those things. There's got to be 100 of them in there.
Oh, no, this is only part of them. The other part's up there on my cart that I unpacked out of the other.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why when your car comes in, it's not ready in 20 minutes. Okay, there's a process here, guys, especially with Z06. You guys can't see it because it's up on a rack, but this is a hardtop convertible for Tony. A coupe over there for Vinny. The black, you see the black wheels, the spider wheels, those are so popular. But see what I was talking about before when I did the aftermarket, the replica wheels on my car? I went with black lug nuts. Chevy sends them with chrome. That's what kind of screwed my head up, but I'm glad I went with black ones. Car still looks, yeah, ceramic brakes. Well, of course, it's a Z07, right? Ooh. Love, love, love the level 2 carbon fiber. Ooh, baby. Extra stitch pattern in the door in 3LZ. We're talking about it, might as well show it off here. Oh, you see? All wrapped up there nice. Love the red engine cover, really nice. But he went with carbon flash, high wing. See what I mean? It matches all this down here. It has some continuity. I don't know, I'm just kind of weird like that. But I know how some of you carbon fiber guys are. You want to carbon fiber everything. Some of you have carbon fiber teeth. Hey, I got it. Oh, they make them? I get it. Okay, easy, slow down. While he's doing that, let me acknowledge yet another customer, a couple of customers. First, my buddy Greg and my friend in Thousand Oaks, California. I think might have to put him on the payroll. He sent us a lot of great people. This one's going to Randy and Carolyn in Thousand Oaks, and they're on a dream vacation to Alaska. Won't be picking their car up until August, but at this particular time we're filming, the car is here in the shop. Nice hardtop convertible, beautiful two-tone red interior, 3LT with the carbon fiber extra added. Way to go, Randy. Nice job. Looking forward to meeting you. They're actually going to fly here, and not sure if they're going to ship the car back home or if they're going to actually drive it. I say drive it, but that's okay. Either way, I really appreciate the business. Nice to show you another car from all the great people we deal with, and nice to see that Hypersonic Gray, as we said the other day, is continuing for 2024. All right, she's together on the ground. Chuck said the fun part's going to be trying to clip this thing onto the bumper.
So if you can see up in here, the problem with getting these on is these have to come through these plastic slots. That's what makes it kind of a bear.
Right.
They need plastic retainers, snap in place to hold it.
Two hours later.
Man, you're still working on this? I walked all the way up the hill and come back and you're still working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this takes a lot longer than people realize. You're doing the closeout panel now, I see.
Yeah, these front ends are in a class all by themselves.
That's putting it nicely. You should hear what he says off camera.
That's the G-rated version.
Yeah, thank you. You know, like Chuck said, when the closeout panels are on, it's closed out underneath here.
It's closed out.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want on this car, man.
Well, that's what you get, and that's what you got.
Yeah. Now, I'll have to show you guys this car when it's all done. It still has to have the Stingray R, the Jake graphics put on there on the hood, and the ones that reciprocate back here in the rear quarter. Those look pretty good. All right, nice work as always, sir.
Thank you.
Gotta get you a cold start inside the shop of the Z06. Yeah, baby. And that's a touring mode. Did you hear me? That's a touring mode. Freaking love this car, man. All right, more shop talk, although Chuck's not able to talk. He's in the car right now doing a, oh, hi. I was just telling everybody what you're doing. Why don't you tell them what you're doing?
I'm doing a transmission service fast learn after I reprogrammed the TCM for the recall.
This is a transmission control module update. Yeah, so you sit in here, you've got your foot on the brake, it's in neutral.
Yep, running 2,000 RPMs, learning all the initial contact points and everything else.
I remember, we've talked about it before, I never got a chance to show anybody on the channel, but I came back here one time and I wondered, I go, what the heck are you doing now? It's not as bad as it was before. And I'm like, you're sitting in the car, and the car's like, it's revving all over the place. And you go, no, this is the computer, it's doing the relearn.
Yep.
All right, so that's what you got to do. How long does that take?
I don't know how long I've been in. It takes about 10 minutes. I'm not sure how long I've been doing it.
Okay.
Like I said, I just sit here and hold the brakes and let it do its thing.
All right, have fun. All right, Tech Tuesday continues. Thanks for taking the minute to just read a couple quick emails. Sure. I love doing the shop talk. I love showing the vehicle prep. That was and is going to be the only Z07 car we got for all of 2023. Kind of bizarre.
Wow, I mean, I don't know what more to expect. Look at the C8s when they first rolled out. So,
yeah, I know.
I mean, the saga continues.
Yeah, of course, on my last market video, I was holding back as much as I could for you guys, but seriously frustrated with you on how, for us anyways, 2023 ended with no Stingray allocations, and it's going to be just a pinnacle, monumental year for 2023. And I'm just like, damn, there's so many people I wanted to be able to take care of. Now we start all over again. Here comes the hypothetical questions. I know you don't know, but if you had an idea, what do you think?
Compressor brake.
Compressor brake. I think the compressor is telling me, shut up, we don't talk about that anymore. You know, and I don't want to talk about it anymore either.
Yeah, kicking a dead horse.
That's right. We'll do another video when we get closer to actual ordering at the end of July. It's seriously to help you guys understand so we can set proper expectations on the new Stingray, E-Ray, Z06 going forward for 2024, because at the end of the day, like I said in that video, I come to work, you know that. We're always doing something, but I want to be able to finish what I started. If we're promoting a car, we're getting request to order a car, I won't be able to deliver a car. That's all, you know.
Well, I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And I was just tired on Sunday. That's why I wasn't here with you guys. I was like you. I was on the couch and just
Oh, yeah.
out. I mean, totally out. So thanks for that understanding. I did miss you guys. This coming Sunday, I promise we will have highlights from my first and so far my only hint autocross of the year.
Maybe first and last of this year.
I need the tires. I need the brake fluid put in. Dang it. All right, you guys. Just a couple more and then don't go. We have a beautiful ride segment that, oh yeah, this is a hot one, man. You guys are going to like this one. All right, here comes one from John. A little bit of a novel here, but I think we all can learn from this. Not just John, but anybody that's got a C8 Corvette. Rick and Chuck, I've got a Tech Tuesday question for you both. And I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary of ownership. So I took it to the local Chevy dealership for servicing in the morning for my first service. Okay, the typical first service, he's doing it a little bit earlier before the 7,500 miles. I requested an oil change, including transmission fluid change, including the DCT filter. Per Chuck's recommendation on the YouTube video you guys provide, I gave the service department a heads up about the 2 additional quarts of transmission fluid I already had in my transmission. I also requested after draining, and this is where it actually gets a little confusing, and I want everybody with the C8 to learn from this, and I think he has, you know exactly where I'm going with this. I wanted them to add back in the 2 additional quarts. They talked me out of it. Said it would take a lot longer to service the car. In fact, if you were going to do all that, yes, it would have. So I had several things to do. We're all busy, we understand that, and I couldn't leave the car overnight, so I passed on adding the 2 additional transmission quarts of fluid. As promised, I picked up the car that afternoon. Everything seemed to be good on the way home. After arriving home, it occurred to me to check the car's stats. This is on a 2023. You can scroll over to the right on your steering wheel. After 33 miles from the dealership, the car showed 99% engine oil, transmission filter 99%, transmission fluid at 86%. Even though I didn't add back in the additional tranny fluid, shouldn't it still show 99% consistent with the other stats shown on the dash? And I really trust Rick, yours and Chuck's opinion on this. Please let me know the next steps I should take with my local dealership. I love the great content. Thanks for supporting the Corvette community with your knowledge, background, and experience. This is where it gets a little confusing. And maybe I'm confused on what he requested, but go ahead. You know what I'm thinking.
I'm confused as well.
You know what I'm thinking here.
Yeah, on a 23, he shouldn't have had all the fluid replaced.
Thank you.
He should have just had the oil change and the DTC filter replaced.
Which is a top off.
Right. But if you already had the 2 extra liters added, you wouldn't even have to top it off. Right. Because you don't want to pull the plug because you're going to lose 2 liters.
Yeah, and they don't pull the plug on a top off when you're doing just the DCT filter because it's just a couple of ounces that come out. You'd have to do several services, as you mentioned before you'd actually have to add more fluid in there. So the confusion, and we've heard this before, that's why I wanted to read this one. Thank you, John, for watching the channel. Thanks for sending this in. When you go in for your first service or any type of service that involves the DCT filter, it's not changing of the transmission fluid. No. Only when you hit that 40,000 mile plateau, which I never did, and I did mine early on the 21, and we shared with you on the channel. I did it 30,000 miles, and the stuff was perfectly clear. It's because the DCT filter is your first line of defense, as he said, time and time again. So the first service, we say top off the fluid, and we had a guy, I think a couple of weeks ago, said, draining all the fluid. No, not at all. And I think that's where the confusion came, and they were right in advising you not to drain all the fluid. They should have told you we don't need to do it. You got 6,000 miles on your car. That's not what we do at the service interval.
Correct. At the first service, and like you said, the first time you're ever going to drain all the fluid out of this transmission and put it back, number one is if you have to have the transmission apart.
Right.
Number two, for a service thing, is at 40,000 miles. Until then, you're just replacing the DCT filter, and if you don't have the extra 2 liters, you have to top it off every time. But if you do have the 2 extra liters, I've done the math, you lose about 6 ounces every time you change that cartridge filter, so you can do 5 of these services before you lose 1 liter of fluid.
Maybe have a better and a different conversation with the dealership, and the terminology of top off versus change in that transmission fluid is something that we're starting to see a little bit more. And like I said, we're 4 years into this car. These are conversations that we need to have over and over again, so you guys have a better ownership experience, and that's one of the reasons we like to do the Tech Tuesdays. What do you got, man?
All right, this one comes from Charles. It says, Rick, on Tech Tuesday, can you please have Chuck tell us if my HTC C8 had a top failure, how to manually put the top up? Say one of the motors failed, or when I was out one day, the top got stuck midway. How could you put the top up manually? Well, if the top is down and latched, there's nothing you can do. If the top is up and latched, there's nothing you can do. But if you get it midway, you can manually, it takes 2 people, 1 on each side, you can manually force that top up. I don't know if it'll latch or not, but you can manually force it up or down if it's caught in between half up and half down.
Right. So once it's latched, you can't grab it because it's locked into place.
Yeah, if it's latched, there's no way. They're not like the C5, C6, C7s where you had a safety net to where you could manually do it. C8s, they don't have it.
Right. So with C7, you couldn't do it. With C6s only, you could pull that carpeting back.
Okay, and they had the cable.
Yeah, well, you had the cable to manually move the tonneau cover, but you had to undo the pressure from the hydraulic pump, and then you can actually move the top mechanism, and then you'd have to go back to you and actually have that recalibrated and make sure the right pressure's there, right fluids in there, and all that, and whatever the issue was that caused it to fail in the first place.
No safety net. If she's stuck down, she's stuck down. She's stuck up, she's stuck up.
Yeah, and you might want to bring a tarp with you. Just
I actually have one.
Not even funny.
I had one stuck, and according to General Motors, I had to take the driver's side was loose, the passenger side was latched. Couldn't get it unlatched. Yes.
Oh, that was a nightmare.
According to them, I had to take the passenger seat out, take all the trim panel out, and reach back through a hole that I could barely get my arm through and get this one bolt out that unbolted.
He's got some big mittens right here too.
To unbolt one bolt that allowed me to move it, but there is not a service procedure manually that says do this. So.
Well, it's good to know though, like you said, if it gets stuck midway, you can push that tonneau down, so at least you can drive to.
Well, I don't know if it'll latch, but because it's got to see all the movement and everything working before it'll actually latch.
Right. Well, yeah, you're not gonna be able to drive normal, but you do something, I guess. Okay.
You know, it's like when it runs out of gas.
At least I got to give you the joke my buddy Pete in Michigan said. At least, and here's my another shot, right at those electric vehicles. If you run out of gas, at least you can go to the gas station and get a gallon of gas. If you're an electric vehicle stuck in traffic and you run out, what are you going to do? Run to the gas station and get a gallon of electric? No, that's right. Okay, thank you. Continue.
Okay, this one comes from Ronald. It is another top question. It says, I own a 23 C8 HTC. The top will not retract. I've tried the HTC button inside the car and the remote button. Nothing happens. The service mode to put the top halfway down to check the fluids, and it will not work. No matter which method I use to let the top reacts to nothing. No click occurs. The HTC mechanisms when I try to get the top to react. Do you have any ideas what's causing the problem? Is there a great way to get the top to react manually? Well, we just covered that. There is no manually.
Right.
The only thing I can think of is maybe the battery went low. Make sure the windows are synced up properly so that they're all the way up. Because if things aren't, the top refuses to work if it don't know where the windows are. So it has to see everything in its place before it'll work.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, other than that, I don't know. I'd say see your local dealer. It's probably got a code in it.
And I was just going to tell them how to re-index the windows. Make sure the vehicle's running. take both your window buttons, push them down and keep holding them down, let the windows go all the way down. After they're down, keep holding it for about 10 seconds. Do the same thing, pull them both up, wait till the windows come up and keep holding that button even after the windows are up, keep holding it for 10 seconds. Open your door, if the window drops down just a little bit, then you know you successfully re-indexed the windows, and hopefully that is, well, it is one of the troubleshoots on a convertible anyways.
Right.
Last one.
All right, this one comes from James. It says, hey, Rick, I purchased a red C7 Z06 convertible off you in July of 2019.
Yeah.
Car's been a great car. I have 13,000 miles on the Corvette now, and I start to feel some hard shifting from first to second gear, and more importantly, there's an intermittent shuttering speed under 80 miles per hour. I balanced the tires, changed the transmission fluid with the Mobil 1 Blue as recommended. That's a Mobil 1 full synthetic LVHTV high P, high performance fluid. They've done 2 designs on this, so make sure you got the latest design.
Glad you mentioned that.
But anyway, the shifting issue's completely fixed, but the shutter is still there. Should I change the fluid again? And even a third time, as I am reading about, I have my own shop as I worked for a mechanic for many years. I'm very fussy, so I hate to have anyone else work on my car except Chuck, of course. It's too bad I'm so far away. Do you think I should try changing out the fluid again or take it to a GM dealer for what they call the triple flush? Would the triple flush from the dealer do more than myself in changing the fluid 3 times with a 200 miles in between? Thanks for your thoughts. Okay, well, if it has the old fluid in it, the reason GM wants us to do a triple flush is because we're actually running 24 quarts of this fluid through, because we're wanting to get all of the old fluid out and the new fluid in.
Right.
What's happening with these fluids was they was absorbing moisture, water, and then it causes the torque converter to shutter because the clutch plates can't apply water, it's looking for fluid. So they redesigned this fluid 2 more times. The latest fluid no longer collects the water stays separate from it, and then vents out the transmission tube. So that's why GM recommends a triple flush, is to get all of that old fluid out and nothing but the new fluid back in. So if you did a transmission flush with only 12 quarts, you could have, still old fluid mixing with new fluid, which could be causing your problem.
Oh, okay.
Or it possibly, I've got a gentleman sitting right over here, C7. I did a transmission flush on his car about a year or so ago. He would come in complaining about a transmission shutter, the same thing again. And he told me not to worry about the wheels and tires because you just had them balanced. He had that done before he come to see me. I said, okay. So me and the service advisor went out for a drive in it, and as soon as I got up to speed, I looked at the service advisor. I said, these wheels are bent. He's like, you can't tell that. I said, I drive enough of these, I know the wheels are bent, trust me.
Yep.
So we brought it back and put it on the rack, and sure enough, all 4 rims were bent.
One was cracked.
Yeah, well, one cracked when they were trying to straighten it because it was bent so bad.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, which is now out getting repaired. I've since had the 3 of the 4 rims repaired. I'm waiting on the 4th one to come back. Once I know that all the tires and wheels are good, even though he had them balanced before he come in, then we'll redrive it again and see if the transmission's shutter. But I don't think it is, because I checked his history and I had already put the updated fluid in it. So
I'll tell you, as good as the C7 is and was,
sure,
the biggest shortcoming on those freaking Grand Sports and Z06s were the rims. They're crap. I'm sorry. There's not a one that doesn't come past his bay, whether it's a car that you own or one we take in on trade. Wheels are bent or they're cracked, and it's really unfortunate, but that is something that we hear almost on a daily basis now.
Well, and it's just not the Z06s and Grand Sports. We see them on Stingrays as well.
I don't see them that much.
I don't see them that much, but I still see them. It depends on your road and what kind of potholes you have.
Don't listen to him.
I'm telling you. Nate and I were both surprised when we started seeing them on Stingrays.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, really?
Okay. All right. Well, so yeah, definitely check the wheels. Look for, it's one of the characteristics of that too is I had another friend that said, hey, I lost a couple of pounds of air on the tire, and I put some air in, it's fine. I lost a couple more pounds of air. It's going to have the tire resealed. I said, no. You got a crack. Oh, no, I don't. I said, if you don't see it on the outer edge, look on the inside edge. And sure enough, he goes, oh, son of a... He goes, yeah, I got a crack like that. Guess what? It's just going to get bigger. Yeah. So, unfortunately, that's what happens. So when you start to feel that shake, that shudder, Air loss, just a couple pounds, probably a bent rim or a cracked rim. Sorry to say.
And I'll say also that whoever balanced these tires before he come and see me probably did, but you can balance a bent rim. It will balance on the machine.
Right.
But if you road force it, the road force will come up way out of bounds because it's the road force will see the bent rim and the tires that they're just I don't send a Corvette out of here what I don't road force balance the tires, because when they leave I want them to have the best balance.
Because road force is going to be like you're actually driving on the road, so that's going to be okay. So
but yes, I can balance a bent rim
or
a bad tire to where it comes up zero on the machine. But if it still sees road force, it can still cause problems.
So you guys watch, you listen, and from your question, the conversation continues, and we always pick up little bits and pieces, and I hope that helps you. Appreciate the feedback, appreciate the support. We got a lot more coming for you next week, so thanks for joining us today. The Shop Talk, just showing things that he does on a daily basis. I'm glad we had a little bit of time with you today, but don't go, please don't go. We got some great looking cars and some sexy looking cars too. What do we got?
We got your beautiful ride coming at you.
Oh yeah, baby.
Too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you Hindsight is fleeting when your heart's bleeding and all you can see is red, till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one, and I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait, 'cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you